6:33, then it's 10 after 6 right now. So there it is. Hey, we got, just a second. Hey, Instagram, it's me, T, from the Pattersons, taking the train to Tibet. Just got to check, make it accurate. You know, we are officially in blue light, at least if you're in the southern part of India right now, or time when I do. So shout out to Blue Light Brigade. Blue Light Brigade, you know, oh, you don't know what Blue Light Brigade is? Oh, it's a thing I started not long, but 4 years, 5, I don't know, a while ago. Blue Light Brigade is simple. A half hour before sunrise, which we're officially in now, as far as where I am on the planet, right? A half hour before sunrise, up until about 10 minutes before sunrise, it's a light. They call it, there's some official thing, but I call it blue light because that's when the light is a certain way and it's coming up the horizon and all this other stuff. And if you take it, anyway, it's a good light. Sunrise is a good time to look. The Blue Light Brigade, we get up then because that's when we physically get up. Sometimes we wake up before, and then we do some workout stuff like that. You know, well, you get your day started, right? You know, you drink your water. I drank my water. Just say, hold on, I was drinking my water before I did. Hold on, don't go no place. Well, go someplace. Oh yeah, see, the cap was even off. You know. You know, you drink like a liter, whatever water. Huh? I keep mine in this copper thingy here. I don't drink a lot of water during the day. I drink coconut water. Like when I finish here, you know, when I woke up, I do coconut water and a lot of fruit. You know, so I get my water several ways. But in the morning, I do that. Also, when I finish with you, I'm gonna go up there and make my morning tea. It's a special thing. Don't worry about that either. Oh, as you see, my muti bag. When I sleep, my muti bag is here, down right below my sacral area. But when in the daytime, I either have it around my neck or I have it in my pocket, something like that. My muti bag has my birthstone, a ruby in it, a raw ruby. I mean, it's not just polished up. It came from the ground here in Oroville. It's where I'm in Oroville, India. And anyway, it's in my muti. It's my muti. I carry it with me all the time. It's good for blood, blah, 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 blah. Good for a bunch of stuff. Now, this is actually an official Grand Rising report, right? Now, later on, we're going to have our reading. Later on this evening, we'll have a reading from, every Sunday. This is a Sunday. We read, and then we might riff off the reading. I got a good one. I'm going to tell you right now. It's actually the number here on this. This is from Tagore. It's number 54. That's 9. It's a 9 number. That's at the end. Oh, if you worry about the smoke wafting, it's what I call my watermark for. It's an audio. Not audio. It's a visual watermark. See. When I do normal radio, when it's like what do you say that? When it's audio, then I usually use Art Ensemble Chicago, People in Sorrow cut in the background. But I to my 9, I have a number 9 incense here. You can't see it. Well, you see it backwards right there. And this one's called Aspiration. I don't pay no attention to the aspiration thing. And that's wafting right now. I'm telling you some stuff like. Oh, also. Should I show you now? Well, look. This is the altar. This is my traveling. Oh, what am I doing? I got to turn this back around. Turn this around. This is my traveling altar. You know, I got my. It's not mine, but the marabou from the Holy City of Tubar. It's an open thing. It's my free pass in Senegal. I got a thing from Chimaranga, a little thing. If you pause this and you really open up and you see what it says there, because I'm not going to tell you. That's my drum. It's just a thing. Oh, a knife there symbolizes the Ogun kind of thing, because when it's, steel, iron, whatever it is, right? And I got 3 coins. The coins, these are rupees that add up to 17. So that's one of my numbers, 7. Oh, we got the blue. This is a blue candle I usually like when I if I'm up at like 3 o'clock and I'm writing, or 4 o'clock I'm writing, which I was. then I use the blue can. That's one in the back. This one is going away right now. So it's like blue is inspiration, like that. Well, that's Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. Oh, I should do that. Oh, we get back to that. That's a green candle, Jessica. I use that. Actually, it has a dual purpose because the blue is my color, right, and the green is my wife's color. So here I have my male, what I call my male and my female spirit, always with me. I'm always thinking about the old wifey there. Well, I shouldn't say the old wifey like that. She might get offended if she heard that. Sometimes she actually listens to these, finds out what I'm saying, or she don't like when I be mentioning. Ooh boy, no, she don't like it. What can she do? Okay, it's very busy. Let me do this. For this Grand Rising report, I have been taking notes. Right. So usually I say what's going to happen. What Grand Rising, like what happened in the last few. And I don't really project into the future, but this time we're going to do a little projection, right? I got when Mr. Neely Fuller passed, naturally I reached out, and I wrote a poem, and then I sent the poem to Mr. Bobby, who was Mr. Neely Fuller Jr.'s co-host for the Produce Justice channel, whatever it is. They used to, they're no longer broadcasting live, so of course he's passed, right? He passed on the 4th of February. The 4th of February of this past week. He passed this past week. Anyway, and so I wrote a consaba. Now it's right there, but the way I write consabas, I usually write on something raw, and then I transfer it. Then I type it, then I transfer it again. It's in the book here, or the thing that I use. But this is the first thing that came. It's the first draft, if you will. Let me see if I can actually read it. Ooh. It's very difficult for me to read my own writing, especially the first ones. And as you can see, there's some cross-outs and stuff like that. So let's go through it. It says, and it doesn't have a title here, but the title of the thing is Here to Teach, H-E-A-R, to teach, like here to teach, right? Because my dealing with Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. really was from, even before the Talktainment days, some other he was broadcasting, transmitting someplace else. And to me, you listen to him, so you have to hear, but he's teaching. You see that? But I didn't have the title right here. See, this is just a rough draft without the title, right? And without the opening line, which is it's a consaba for the master. That's the underline here. But here's the thing. It says the two here, even though it's capitalized here, it starts up in a small. It's lowercase. Anyway, let me read the whole thing. To diverse in the plenty was he, teacher of the many. His task be. Known to some, introed to us all, the grand man of our master class, became the sturdy steady to prevent chaos. With written to the vocal so needed toward our final freeing as human beings. See? So now we have Mr. Bobby comes in. So this line here, this third line here, that says, known to some, intro to us all. Right? When I sent the thing to him, I said, no, I did a transmission like this, and I said, well, something Mr. Bobby said, da da da. So he actually, I guess he listened to the transmission. So he actually sent. He said, no, I also sent him the. Anyway, he said, because I didn't. Look, I hear, but it's like those are people's words. I interpret. It goes into my body and my brain, and then it sort of. I never accurately. I should say never, but most of the time, unless I'm quoting, I don't really accurately say what's going on. I sort of just, indicate. I paraphrase. Then you got to figure it out, or you got to say that brother got to be wrong. That's not what he said. And then they go back and research. I know he was wrong. He got to be crazy. Why is he putting D-E? It's the. That's the word. It's the. It's the English language. So no. Shit. Cool your jets. Calm down. And my maternal side, my great-grandfather was Gullah Geechee. My great-grandmother was Mohawk. My great Gullah Geechee. And Gullah Geechee people, at least according to my Gullah Bible, which I have, it don't say T-H-E, they say D-E. D. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so now, calm down. Okay, so anyway, so Mr. Neely Fuller Jr., so rather Mr. Bobby sent me a thing. Now I'll quote. He says, what he used to say, he said he would say, let me introduce to some and present to others Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. You see? So, in fact, this is the importance of social media. I encourage everybody. It don't matter how much, okay, you can look for your likes, you can try to make your money, monetize it, you can do all that stuff. I don't do it. My stuff is just for archival purposes only, right? It's like a living memoir. You like this, you like that. You see, I have notes here that says, because early month says Sunday, 9 February 2025, right? Then I have sort of notes that I have been taking there. And then every day sometimes I take notes, sometimes I don't, sometimes I write whole things, like back when something happens. So that's one note that I have. But no, here the blue candle for me, it says blue candle for me, green candle for her. See, meaning the wife. Then another note that I wrote. Oh, did we do that last? No, we do that. Oh, let me go from the bottom. Only 3 notes. We're gonna get out here quick. 3 notes and then it's done because blue lights. Hey, we're in blue light now. I gotta go to make my tea. In Burkina Faso, land of the upright people up there with the Sahel states, and along with Mali and Niger, right? Or at least in Burkina Faso, they started a food belt desert. They're turning the desert into a food belt. They're reforesting. They're making the desert so you can eat. Now this is done. This is actually. I don't know if they said it. I haven't. I just know it. That's one of the headlines. Now that's a direct shout out to Muammar Gaddafi. Now, if you don't, all the time Africans have been struggling, trying to unite, whatever have you, and then, of course, the colonizers would put the finger in there and try to do whatever he did. Well, they made a fatal mistake. I mean, a fatal mistake. Well, empires always making fatal mistakes. When they killed Muammar Gaddafi, especially when they say, hey, I'll give you my nukes and stuff like that, and they killed him in a brutal way. Now, and remember, who was it? Zuba went up there and said, "Hey, man, don't do this." Whatever they say. And Zuma was the president of South Africa at the time. Everybody was saying, all the African leaders witnessed this, and so they're going like, "Wait a second, he gave up his nukes or whatever it is, and then what they do? They go and kill him." Whoa. Maybe this is not a wise thing to do, to keep on believing them, because let me tell you something. I'm an American African, which means that I have roots from Africa through Americas, went through the whole slavery thing, all that sort of stuff. And part of, and like I said, my great grandmother was Mohawk Indian, and and one of my peoples, when I say my peoples, one of my heroes along with the current people around, right, and Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. is Red Cloud. Now let me cut to the chase. I think you all need to listen to the American Indians back then. What did they say? What did they say is absolutely true? Because it's a nation. This America, the United States of North America, is a nation of laws, as they say. So they make the laws, and then they can break the laws, because when they make the laws, they put in back doors, and when I say back doors, that's modern computer, but they make it so all these lawyers, they say, oh no, we can pick this, we can take that word there, change the media, and they get away with a lot of stuff. But the American Indians put it up very succinct, right? White man speak with forked tongue. That's all you need to know. You make a deal with the white man. You could go this way, it could go that way, it could go that way, yeah. It's a deal with the forked tongue. It is no deal. They change stuff all the time. Well, just want to say that. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, and then what I noticed, Ibrahim Traore, captain, I call him Commander Ibrahim. He's my commander in chief. He say, I do. You know how people always say, Commander Ibrahim say, jump, and I say, how high? That kind of thing. He's my commander. I got to do. This is military. I'm a veteran, right? When I was doing an Air Force, my commander in chief at the time, when I was in the Air Force, was Richard Nixon was my commander in chief. Right now, if you're in the military, something like that in the States right now, your commander in chief is the Donald. In a certain weird sort of way, I guess the Donald because I'm ex-military, whatever. In a weird sort of way, the Donald is still my commander in chief. Every president is my commander in chief, but I choose my commander in chief these days, and because I'm an American African, I get an African mentality. I was born in America. See the passport back there? Yeah, see the passport? That's the passport, right? I choose my own commander in chief. You know, I'm in the tradition of Robert F. Williams. You know, Negroes with Guns. You know, that's right. Internationalists, served in the U.S. Army, that kind of thing, and he chose to choose the way of liberation for his peoples. And that would be the American Africans or the Negroes at the time, or the whatever. Okay. Anyway, so I see Commander Ibrahim walking around, but what he does something really. He does all kinds of things that's unbelievable. He got these little things, right? He always talks about, let me put it. He's Africa, the continent. I know he's got a lot of Muslims in the West. Even the Muslims say always doing the God thing. You know what I mean? Like when what's that guy? The guy they killed. They held responsible for the Twin Towers. That guy, right? When he was giving his speeches, in in Arabic, whatever he was giving speeches in, right? And he kept on saying God in there, kept on saying God during the speech. And the U.S., they stopped broadcasting and translated his speeches. Why? Because it would freak people out. Because of translation, we always see this God, thank God for this, and by the grace of God, by the grace of Allah, da-da-da-da-da-da. And so they said, oh no, because they might be giving secret messages through there. Well, just think, if you were there and they say this person, and every time this person speaking, every other word, every fifth word, every 29th word is God, thank God, through the good mercy of God, whatever, you're going like, whatever my God is. See, I'm just trying to say, but see, here's the thing. I've been in Africa for a while. I went to I taught at African universities. I studied at African universities. Well, I taught at University of Cape Town for a second. I also did a course I taught my specialty at Rhodes University, and I took courses from Cape Town School, the Cape Town School of Business, right? Which was a really good course, if you ever get a chance, anyway. And of course, I'm saying of course, and University of Fort Hare, I did a little bit of postgraduate work there. I didn't want to get to that. Anyway, I bring that up just to say what I've noticed. Like for instance, when I was doing postgraduate study at the University of Fort Hare, I was part of the international students. So they have an office there, and I would be in the office. Sometimes I would go to the office, talk to Caroline behind the desk, I chat up people all the time, right? And one time we was talking about religion, something like that. And this brother, African brothers there, because the international office, so people from all over Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, all over the place, right? So somehow the topic came up, and I said, if I was forced to choose a religion, the religion I would choose is voodoo. They put a gun to my head. Choose a religion, right? The devil puts choose a religion. I would choose voodoo, because like that. And I said that, and this guy, and he ran said, Calvin, what's wrong with him? He said, oh, he don't, he's Christian and blah, blah. I said, so what? So when he came back, I said, let me ask you something, brother. Have you ever been to a voodoo ceremony? I say voodoo, but you know what I'm saying, the voodoo in West Africa. And he said, no. I said, well, how do you have a reaction for something that you know nothing about? You do know that the Catholicism is nothing but a voodoo for dummies. You do know that. In fact, even the Catholic Church do not mess with voodoo. They'll talk about it, but they won't mess with that because basically this stuff is based on that. Of course, the brothers didn't know that because a lot of people do that. Anyway, the point really is, I've been to a voodoo. Shout out to Professor James Small. First voodoo, the only voodoo ceremony, it's not the only. I was at City College. There was a voodoo ceremony there. He sponsored it like that. It's quite interesting. You should check it out one time. You know, it's proper. Let's put it that way. And it's good. And that's not the point. So once I said that, so Christianity in Africa, right? Now we're in India, Hindu. We won't get into that. That's something different. Christianity, they're based on the Christianity that they know with the Jesus coming down and whatever, the 2,000 years ago kind of thing, you know, like that. But my whole thing with modern Christians, I'll get back to us saying about the Commander Ibrahim. With modern Christians is that basically Christianity is based on aspects, this can shout out to Professor James Small, aspects of Africanness. Basically, it's like a cult out of, so you have African, the sources of Christianity, Africa, right? And then as it splinters off like everything else, you know, think of the Martin Luther thing. I'm talking the guy that nailed the thing to the door against the Catholic, started Protestant religion. Anyway, and so as they splinter off and become, you know, splinter groups, then you pick your Christianity like that. But they all supposed to come from. There's blue light. They all supposed to come from that source, the Gospels, you know, which are, you know, the Jesus' thing and the soul who became Paul. That whole thing. That's what it's supposed to be, right? My thing is that, okay, you Africans, what you need to do is go past Paul back to the thing. So if you go there, then I'll at least visit you. I mean, as Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. pointed out, was suggested that I brought up, that I embrace. I am an eclectic pluralist. An eclectic pluralist means that I visit all kinds of religions. I visit any temple, mosque, tabernacle, whatever, you know, I can visit. I just can't belong to any, right? I've been to Basilica in Mexico City. I've been in Basilica in Newport. Where am I at? In Virginia. There's Newport News, the DMV. There's Newport News. There's Richmond. There's Norfolk. Norfolk has a basilica. The black church there has an official. I was there for the consecration, whatever the people know. I was there for that ceremony. I get bathed in the Ganges River. I contemplated in Brazil. I was hanging out with Popino, and blah, 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 blah. So I have a lot of little religious thingies like that, all kinds of things. So anyway, so what he does, he always acknowledges, you know, thank God, whatever they do, right? And that's very interesting. Now, let me tell you something that I did. When I was in DeBrother in the beginning, right? Now all the kids, I said the kids, you know, the young people, they know it. And we had this occasion to go someplace. It was at the DeBrother Society for the Aged. You know, it was a function there, and people were speaking. And people even gave a great poem like that on tape like that. And then, you know, they asked me to speak. So I got up there and spoke. I said something like that. You know, it's a great day that God has brought us, like that. And they went, like that. And the kids were freaking out. They said, "What? The brother, he not like that." It was funny because I know you know who you're speaking to. I can't explain. Look, I'm not. you show respect to to wherever you are, right? That's all I'm saying. Wherever you are, I'm playing. So that's what I did, and it freaked them out. But that's the way it is. You know, they're just like when I spoke at Africa Day one time, Sankofa people as well, and I did certain things, you know, like that. So that's it. The last thing, I'll get out of here right now after this. Here's the problem. Most people, they want to reform a government or whatever have you. You know, like say the states. You know, people say, no, we want to make America great. We want to make America better. You know, and people react to it. No, I want to make it better. No, I want to make it better. Oh, this person's making it. He's not making it better. Blah blah. So everybody really wants to reform the system that they're in. No problem. And a lot of people also want a revolution. Now, revolution to me, you have a revolution. And then some particular point, you have a counter-revolution to that revolution, and then you have to counter that counter of the revolution. So basically, you're on a hamster wheel with revolution. So I'm not really into revolution. I'm an evolutionary in life, but in arts, I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary because it just morphs and changes. Art is nothing but a remix. Don't worry about that part. That's my thing. But what you want to do, well, we came up in Boswell at the Holte House. We want to, because after reading Saul Plagia and how all the laws came in, you want to rip it up. You want to tear up. Because when they came, they write it on paper, they make you people who are illiterate sign the paper, and then at some particular point, they say, hey, you signed the paper. This makes sense. Like, that's what happened with the miners. The miners shot down. You ever see that movie? You know, there's a great part of the movie where the miners are arguing with the guy. The guy said, you have a contact right here. The guy says, I can't read. Oh, I love that part. Anyway, so I come up with thinking, R.I.P. R.I.P. Right? What it means is rip into pieces. All right, rip into pieces. Those contracts that the colonizer put on you, those things that they make laws that they can change, you know, the Panama Canal, whatever they did, you know, R.I.P. You have a right, if you're autochthonous to that area, autochthonous means that is really you. Indigenous is something else, don't worry about it. We got it. But if you're autochthonous to that area, then you have a right. If somebody comes with something later on and says, hey, this paper says this, you have a right to R.I.P. Rip into pieces what they wrote down and made your ancestors write, sign off on. They might have mark or X marker, cut the thing and put the blood on it, whatever they did. Well, it's incorrect. Just want to let you know, this has been a Grand Rising report. It's Grand Rising. What time is it? What is it? Maybe it's sunrise already. Hold on a second. I'm going to check. See my watch. There it is. It's 6:35. It's sunrise is here already. Okay? So, got to go. Got stuff to do today. Oh, I'm going to get some lamb. Some real lamb. My cat from the spice shop, him and his wife, they're going to get some lamb. I'm going with them right before my healing session, right? And now remember, when you eat, the stuff that you be eating, right? You don't know what they putting in that sucker. They may be putting MR who out there with the spikies in that thing, and you going to get it. Nah, this land, we know where it comes from. I'm in India right now. Even in Dambaza, we know that's the cow, that's the goat. We know it didn't do that kind of thing. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, part of the day, then I go. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, all right? Bye. See you.